Today let's talk about the crow to handstand. So the crow position here and then going up into a handstand there. That's the goal. That's the movement in a nutshell, but basically we can break it down, make it easier, make it harder. We can look at it from learning the handstand push-up, or we can look at it to get up into the handstand in a really easy, efficient way. But let's just first slow the components down and look at what's happening. So I create a nice balanced start position by putting my elbows into this knobbly bit or this indent bit on my knees. So it's a bit like a frog position. There I take my head and shoulders down, that raises the hips up, lifts the feet up ideally if I've got a good balance position there. Then as I come up and push, my knees come off my elbows. I keep pushing all the way up, straight up to handstand as the arms straighten, as the shoulders open, and then I stack into that handstand position. Now obviously there's some prerequisites there. I need to have a pretty comfy, nice crow position, frog position, that I can move the shoulders and the hips around. I need to have a freestanding handstand, and I need enough balance, strength and control to be able to go from that bottom position slowly up into that handstand. Now obviously when most people try that for the first time, they're missing some of those factors. So how can we make it much easier? Okay, so let's slow everything down and just do the eccentric using the wall. So I'm going to turn the hands out. I'm going to be about a hand's distance away from the wall. I'm going to kick up to the wall. I'm going to push and make myself very, very strong there. We don't want to be collapsing in any way. I want to be pushing up. I'm going to take the shoulders, the head, the back, all against the wall at the same time. Now I'm going to frog my legs down, so trying to keep my spine and my butt against the wall for as long as possible. Now I'm going to peel the butt off, but I'm going to try and keep the low back and the mid back on the wall. Then the low back comes off, but the mid back's on. I'm going to start to bend the arms as I bring the knees to touch the elbows and then come back out. Now the tricky bit there is as I'm coming down, the wall's trying to spit me off in that direction, and it's quite tricky to get the knee to actually touch the elbow and get any purchase before I roll off the wall and too much weight comes this way. Now I could make that much easier by being further away from the wall, but the issue then is when you're further away from the wall, it's much, much harder on the wrists and the arms, and you need a bit more strength, and it's a really uncomfortable position, but it's one way of slowing the movement down. Ideally, if you have a little bit more control in the balance, we would do exactly the same thing, the eccentric still, but now freestanding instead of against the wall. We can make it easier again by taking one leg down first. So I'm in that handstand position, I bring one leg down as far as I can, keep the other leg up in the air, try and find that position, and then that. But now we have a new prerequisite. We need to be able to hold this single leg crow. So there we have our eccentric options. We have the wall, we have the freestanding, we have the single leg, either against the wall or freestanding. And now let's look at the going up, the concentric. So we could use the wall for the concentric. We could go into that crow position again, very close. Stick the head against the wall, push up, back against the wall, all the way up, and then try and get off the wall at the top. Now that one's easier from a balance point of view, but definitely not easier from a strength point of view. If anything, it's a little bit harder than the real thing because you're not really getting any momentum from the hips coming up and the shoulders coming down, and then that firing you over to the overbalance. You're really pushing and rolling yourself up the wall. So there's a lot more strength. And just be careful of your head, neck and shoulders when you go into that position, and make sure that you've got some conditioning there before you try that one. We can then do the same thing, but not using the wall to push against, but use it from a balance point of view. So I'm just going to use it on the way up. So I push from this position up to my handstand and then use the wall at the top for balance, and then I can come down through the eccentric again, not using the wall, apart from that little bit at the top. Again, we can play around with the same thing, but using single leg to go up and to go back down. Next, we can really focus on the momentum. So the momentum is going to kick us over to slight overbalance, which is going to help us fall into the handstand. So what I mean by that is if we stay into underbalance, which is over here, we're going in that direction. So a lot of people will do that. It's safer that direction, but it does make you feel very, very heavy. So it makes your hips and your legs feel much heavier. If I do the opposite, go towards overbalance, which takes me more in that direction. See, I've fallen towards the wall. As I'm falling, I'm pushing, and it actually makes the legs and the hips feel lighter, and it's easier to push, but obviously there's a risk of overbalancing. But if I learn to use that overbalance with that tipping, that seesaw of the hips coming up and the shoulders coming down, so this and that overbalance to take me up, then it's pretty easy to go up if I get the timing right. Now once we have that version and we want to take it more towards the handstand push-up, we've got to actually do the opposite and look at making it very slow. So to make it very slow, we can go crow, head coming closer to the floor into a straighter position, and then push up to your handstand from there. So it's more closer to that standard handstand push-up position, but obviously demands way more strength. And the cool thing with that one is you can go a little bit deeper each time, you can go a little bit slower each time, and progressively make it harder, depending on how much balance, control and strength you have. But let me know if you have any questions with this one. Let me know if you're using the Croda handstand yourself, or if you've got any other different variations similar to it that you've been using that I haven't covered today. Check out my website, www.paultwyman.com.au, and I'll speak to you next time. Thanks guys.